This week had several massive major gaming news announcements, so we have a lot to cover. Let's jump right into it. Rocksteady's next Batman game rumored details. Rocksteady Studios is seemingly ready to put the failure of Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League in its rearview mirror and to return to what it knows best with a new Batman game. That game, however, is far away yet. Far enough away, in fact, that when it does arrive, it'll seemingly be a cross-gen game releasing for the PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and their respective successors. That's what a recent job ad suggests at any rate. Spotted by a Reset Era user, a listing published by Rocksteady for a senior core engine programmer reveals that the studio is looking to release its next game on, quote, high-end PCs, PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and the next generation of consoles. Now, of course, this listing doesn't specifically mention a Batman game, instead referring to the project as an, quote, upcoming unannounced AAA title. However, new single-player Batman game is what Rocksteady's next AAA release will be, according to leaks. Plans could still change, especially given how early in development the game is right now, but for now, it looks like Rocksteady is eyeing a cross-gen release down the line. Assassin's Creed Shadows crosses 3 million players. Over a week after its launch, a new player milestone for Assassin's Creed Shadows has been reached. However, even more incredible is that it's the second highest day one sales revenue in the series' history. Players have also racked up over 40 million hours in-game. Reports indicated it's on track to reach 6 million players in its first month, but it may even surpass that. The open-world action RPG surpassed 1 million players in less than 24 hours of its launch, and reached 2 million in just 2 days. It's also become the franchise's biggest launch on Steam, with over 64,000 peak concurrent players. Assassin's Creed Shadows is available for Xbox Series X and S, PS5, and PC. In our review, we gave it a 9 out of 10. No Man's Sky gets yet another update. Hello Games' landmark support for No Man's Sky continues with Update 5.6, Relics, now available on all platforms. If the mechs, underwater exploration, derelicts, living ships, and more weren't enough, you can now engage in paleontology. While scouring the universe, you can now happen upon ancient bones. By assembling them, you can recreate the creatures' bodies with hundreds of unique parts to discover. Of course, you can sell these to fossil collectors, join the Galactic Paleontology Society, hunt down bone caches, and more. Accessing the dig sites won't be easy though, as mysterious guardians will rise up to stop you. You may also encounter the risen bones of creatures and can indulge in new recipes which provide different benefits. Stone effigies also await to be discovered, and there are also even massive bone worms to battle. F125 launches on May 30th, Breaking Point returns. Codemasters F125 launches on May 30th for Xbox Series X and S, PS5, and PC. A new reveal trailer is available, though it provides scant details on the actual gameplay. F125 marks the return of Breaking Point. The story focuses on Connor Sport and its world championship pursuit after a, quote, dramatic event disrupts the team. This year's chapter offers new difficulty settings for those who want to focus on the narrative. My Team sees some changes with 2.0, introducing owner perks to specialize in various management areas. Codemasters also promises, quote, increased circuit authenticity, with LiDAR technology and a more realistic look and feel for environments. Alongside the Standard Edition, players can pick up the Iconic Edition, which includes the Lewis Hamilton Iconic Pack, 3 days of early access, chapter scenarios tying into the upcoming F1 the movie, the APX GP Team Pack, and much more. F124 owners can also participate in an F1 World event involving Lewis Hamilton. A deep dive is coming next month and will outline all of the gameplay enhancements, so stay tuned. The Witcher 4 won't launch before 2027 at the earliest. The Witcher 4 was formally unveiled as recently as December, having entered full production after a couple of years of pre-production only a month prior. It's not surprising then that the game isn't anywhere close to releasing just yet. Spotted by PC Gamer, speaking during CD Projekt's quarterly fiscal briefing, the company's chief financial officer, Peter Nilubowitz, revealed in response to an investor's question that the open-world action RPG isn't going to launch until 2027 at the earliest. Quote, "We are not going to announce the precise launch date for the game yet," he said. "All we could share now is to give more visibility to investors is that the game will not be launched within the time frame of the first target for the incentive program, which ends December 31st, 2026. Given the fact that it hasn't even been half a year since The Witcher 4 entered full production, and given the scope of the project, it comes as no surprise that it'll be at least a couple of years before it's ready to release. The optimistically hopeful will doubtless have harbored the tiniest hopes that the game would be ready sooner than expected, but this pretty much serves as confirmation that that's not going to be the case. Hogwarts Legacy Definitive Edition and Expansion have been cancelled. Rumor. Multiple leaks had claimed over recent months that Avalanche Software was working on a definitive edition of the mega-hit Hogwarts Legacy with support from Batman Arkham and Suicide Squad developer Rocksteady Studios. This expanded re-release would have included new content in the form of an expansion, though it seems those plans have now been scrapped. That's per a Bloomberg report that claims WB Games was concerned that the new content that was to be included wasn't going to be substantial enough to justify the price point that the company was considering for release. The report claims the expansion would have included a storyline revolving around a companion character that was cut from the base game. Last month, the embattled WB Games announced a significant shakeup following a string of high-profile failures, which involved the shuttering of Monolith Productions and Player First Games, and the cancellation of the former's Wonder Woman game. A sequel to Hogwarts Legacy remains in development at Avalanche Software. Pokémon Legends Z-A trailer reveals the Z-A Royale. Pokémon Legends Z-A is out in late 2025 for Nintendo Switch, with the latest trailer offering some familiar details. However, while Lumiose City is relatively calm during the day, with players venturing into wild zones to capture Pokémon, nighttime is when the party really begins. At night, the Z-A Royale commences and the streets are filled with rival trainers who will challenge you as soon as they can. You can get the drop on and surprise them for an advantage in battle, and Mega Evolutions also help tip the scales. Players will begin at rank Z and slowly climb up to rank A by earning wins and completing promotion matches. Those who reach the top rank will have a wish granted, though what this means and how it plays out remains to be seen. However, the trailer teases more secrets to be uncovered, so this likely only scratches the surface. Stay tuned for more updates on Pokémon Legends Z-A in the meantime. Lies of P Overture New Details. Lies of P's first expansion, Overture, is out this summer and sees players visiting Krat's past before the puppet frenzy occurred. While there are likely significant narrative developments, director Ji-won Choi has confirmed to IGN that a specific scene from the base game isn't connected. Spoilers follow for Lies of P's post-credits scene, fair warning. After finishing the game, players see a tease of another famous character, Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz. It's unknown what role she'll play in the future, but there is the implication that future Lies of P properties tying into other fairy tales. You won't learn more in Overture though, with Choi saying, quote, "Please stay tuned for additional announcements in the future." Perhaps an appearance in Lies of P 2, the sequel for the Souls-like action RPG, or, well, whatever the case, we'll find out when the time is right. Quote, "What I can certainly tell you is when we share such news or media and assets with you, you'll know for sure that we are ready to present it to you. And that follows our very strict focus on quality amid all the pressure that we had talked about in the past. So that is one promise that I can share with you, and that when we actually share those contents with you and the news, we will be ready to share that with you," says Choi. Lies of P Overture is coming to Xbox One, Xbox Series X and S, PS5, PS4, and PC. It promises 15 to 20 hours of content for experienced players, though the team wanted to make the content accessible and enjoyable for newcomers. Gran Turismo 7 gets new cars, updates to Sophie AI, and more updates. Sony and developer Polyphony Digital have released a new update for Gran Turismo 7. Numbered at 1.57, the update brings with it a host of new content, including new cards, additions to the cafe menu, new events, and improvements to the Sophie AI agent. The new cars added to Gran Turismo 7 as part of the update are the Aston Martin Vantage 18, buyable from Brand Central, the Mazda CX-30X Smart Edition 21, buyable from the Brand Central, and the Renault Kangoo 1.401, buyable from Brand Central or used cars. In a post on the PlayStation blog, Senior Product Manager Ken Chan has provided quite a few details on the new cars. The Aston Martin Vantage 18 carries forward the core concepts that the Vantage line has had since 2005. The 18 uses the same platform as the DB11 V8, but with a shorter wheelbase. The car is also 120 kg lighter than the DB11 V8, which allows it to excel in cornering. Equipped with a Mercedes-AMG 4L V8 with 502 bph, the Vantage 18 is able to hit a 0 to 62 miles per hour in 3.7 seconds and can hit a top speed of 195 miles per hour. The Mazda CX-30 Smart Edition 21 is an SUV based on the Skyactiv X model. Along with strong guts like a 2-liter gasoline direct injection engine that uses a spark-controlled compression ignition system, the CX-30 Smart Edition also includes a host of driver assistance features, including the active driving display, which provides drivers with a HUD right on their windscreen. It also features the Smart Brake support system for better emergency braking. The Renault Kangoo was originally designed to target the niche of small commercial vans all the way back in 1997. The 2001 model that we get in Gran Turismo 7, however, comes with some upgrades, including a 1.4-liter gasoline engine and 73 bph. While not the fastest car around, the Kangoo 01 is able to take shots at just about any terrain that you can throw at it thanks to its soft suspension. Along with the cars, there are new additions being made to the cafe menu in the form of extra menu number 45, Suzuki. Attempting this collection has a prerequisite of players' collector level being at least 35. 3 new World Circuit events are also coming with the update: Sunday Cup Brands Hatch Indy Circuit, European Clubman Cup 600 Deep Forest Raceway Reverse, and Japanese FF Challenge 450 Tokyo Expressway Central counterclockwise. Players can also use the new Faroe Islands in their scapes thanks to the update. Wrapping the update up is Sophie AI, which as now has been upgraded to GT Sophie 2.1. While full details about improvements made to the racing AI haven't been revealed, Sophie can now be used in custom race mode. This includes all GT Sophie supported tracks and layouts available through World Circuits. This is currently only available on the PS5 version of the title. Leslie Benzies' Mind's Eye gets a release date. Remember Mind's Eye, which received a bombastic trailer at last year's The Game Awards? Well, it recently received a release date. The game is coming out on June 10th for PS5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. Quote, "We can't wait for players to immerse themselves in our tightly crafted game, Mind's Eye, with a thought-provoking story where technology and ambition collide and the inevitable consequences unravel," says Benzies. For those who are unaware, Leslie has worked from Grand Theft Auto 3 to Grand Theft Auto 5, so there is quite a development pedigree right there. Mind's Eye promises to deliver a cinematic story-focused single-player experience, so let's hope it turns out to be good. And that'll be about it for this one. If you guys like what we're doing at GamingBolt, please consider subscribing to our channel, and I'll see you guys on the next video.